Morning, friends. It's Jen. You notice any different here in this little area? First up, my mint, which was really sparse and dying, has been coming back. That's a lot of mint from what I had earlier this year. There's some over there trying to, but this was really sparse and dry, and I've been every night when I water, I've been watering this area here, and look. Okay, so you can see the sun. Let's see. You can see the sun there. It used to come up over there in the house in front, but now it's coming up to the side of this house here. This house across the street now. So I moved you see that I moved my plants to this side to make sure they can get, especially these ones that need full sun, okra, and I still have to replant these things. Look, these poor herbs. Look at that. I gotta transplant them. And here's the other okra. So I have this little walkway here. And here's my tomato plant, my San Marzano. I think there's one tomato here somewhere. And then here's the other okra it was buried underneath this plant when it was on that side of the fence. So now this is getting sun because you could see it's so thin, and look at that. It was so thin and wasn't getting any sunshine. Okay. Oh, hey, I just discovered another one. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll get to that really quick. But look, here's my new okras. And remember the time when I planted these okras and I planted a lot of corn? I planted some eggplant, and I also planted those, what do you call it? Those little cherry tomatoes. So I was cleaning back here, which I'll show you a little more. I was cleaning, and these are all the pots that I used to sow the seeds to grow them in, and they didn't take, so I just re-dumped the soil. And lo and behold, underneath a couple of these, look what I found. Okay, so I found this underneath when I was dumping them. Let me see. Looks like it's dry, but I gotta give it a drink of water. It survived. I don't know if it's trying to look at the leaves here. I don't know if it's a cherry tomato. I hope it's a cherry tomato. I really hope. I would love some cherry tomatoes. But I'm trying to see the second. You can see the secondary leaves there. I don't know if it's another. See, there's the first leaves of the okra, and this is the secondary seeds here, leaves. So I don't know if this is another okra, or I don't know what this is, but I'm going to transplant it into a big sack like that and let it grow, give it some sunshine. But anyways, okay, so I found a couple of bell peppers here. Still, my bell pepper plant's still producing. But as I was walking towards this way, I just spotted, that's why I got excited earlier. But look, there's another bell pepper right here. I had no idea that was there. So I put some, I have placed some chicken manure here last month, I believe. And all these things that have chicken manure. But then over there where I was doing my composting, I put a couple of shovels full on my tomatoes and my corn and my okra and here. So there has some fresh compost here. So it looks like it's been getting nutrients. So far there's one bell pepper. It's hard to, oh, there's another one down here. Sweet, look at that. I just found another one. How cute is that? So 1, 2. There's a lot of little All right, so a total of 6 on the plant, but I harvested one last month, so a total of 7 bell peppers that it's gonna give me. Here's my San Marzanos. These are the last of them. I'm not seeing any other fruit except blossoms, which means I'm probably gonna need to do some trimming. Basil, I trimmed this basil. All this basil got trimmed last Thursday, I think. I trimmed it all. It's growing back again. I made a bunch of garlic pesto. I made so much, I had to give some to my neighbor. And we've already ate about 2 separate portions of the pesto, and I think I have 2 more in the freezer. All right, so what I've done here is my compost. What I've done here in the past, I think last month I laid a thick double, it was a box that my son had. It was really long. It was probably from there to here maybe. It was really long, and it was the width of this area. So I laid it on top of the dirt, and then I just started putting all of our kitchen scraps and brown paper bags, paper plates, napkins that we just use to, dry our hands off after we wash our hands. And I just put in a bunch of vegetable scraps and saving all my eggshells, and just been wetting it, and I also add sugar. I sprinkle sugar on it so it can get going after I've wet it. And so it's really, now this here on top is a couple of bags I had emptied on top of some soil, but down here is all the soil. Look at that. Look at my soil, how it's gone in just a month. And they say that when you sprinkle some salt, scratch that, I'm sorry. If you sprinkle some sugar on your composting, it helps to accelerate. I think something like the carbohydrates in it accelerates the process more, the breakdown. And look at the cardboard from that thick. It was thick. It was like a 2-layer thick cardboard. And look at my dirt. I'm gonna get down to the bottom. Look at my soil. How it's just broken down in over a month. Look at that. This is all, there's some cardboard still trying to break down. And then I pulled some greens from my front plants so I can have a mixture of greens and then some brown. I have torn up eggshell cartons that have been what's it called? I lose train of thought so easily. But anyways, those brown cartons, not the foam ones, but the ones that are made of like cardboard. Okay, so I wasn't referring to this type. This is the foam. I was referring to this type of egg cartons. This is what I tear up and break down into my compost. Those are in here. This is a Marvel's brown paper bag. It's breaking down. So yeah, I think the trick to accelerating the process is sprinkling some sugar on top and then wetting it. Here's the Marvel's grocery sack here. But this here on the top, this is just some soil that I had in bags that I wanted to mix, but I haven't really mixed it yet. Just threw it on top. But under here is the true soil from all my vegetable peels and yeah, just stuff like peelings and lettuce and things that we haven't really used. So, and then this soil I put on my tomatoes, around my rhubarb, around the corn, and those little new okra and the bell pepper plant. I haven't put any under those matured okra plants yet. I probably should do that before I finish here. But yeah, friends, this is it. So I moved all these here. Were over there at the end. And so I moved all those. Friends, as I'm scooping this soil into this bag so I could transplant that tomato seedling, the smell of this soil, it smells so good. That smell of moisture and, I don't know, earth. I know a lot of you have smelled that, know what I'm talking about. But oh my goodness, smells good. So I took out the little plant. I should have wet the plant first, because when I pulled it, I didn't yank it or anything, but when I pulled it out of the dirt, I should have wet it because there's no root at the bottom of it. I don't know if I should put it in water, see if it roots, or just leave it here and with the moisture of the dirt, see if it'll continue to grow. But yeah, there was no root. The root must have dried out. I don't know how this thing's surviving staying green. And one other thing that I'm going to experiment on is because I did these tomatoes. I sowed these sometime in January. I sowed them upstairs in my room. Look, I'm getting a new Marzano tomato right there. Hopefully it gets sunshine. And seems like they ripen too late. And because I checked the Farmer's Almanac, it says here in this state, we're gonna have another dry, mild winter. So, which means that, in April we get really hot, like we get like a high 90s, like I'm seriously high 90s in April, which is unheard of. So instead of sowing some seeds for the springtime in January, I'm going to experiment with them and sow them in December and see if maybe they'll ripen sooner. Yeah, that's going to be an experiment. I'm going to do some in December and then some in January and see what happens. All right, so here I'm going to lay down cardboard here. Probably not today because the sun's getting a little too hot now. Lay down the cardboard and just do the same process that I did here. I'm going to do over there, and that will just have to be like our walkway there. So, all right, friends, just wanted to give you a quick, it's not done yet. I'm definitely not done. I have to move some things here. But I just want to give you a quick little update of what's going on in my little yard, and that is it. I'm going to do some straightening out and cleaning there. All right, friends, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye.